Another vision. The Force is guiding us, helping us retrace the steps of Malak and his old master, leading us ever closer to the Star Forge. Tatooine is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes. The visions are as much yours as mine, and they are the key to finding the Star Forge and stopping Malak. The star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location. How can I help? Sorry. I'm just thinking about my mother. It's strange to hear news after all this time. It's quite distracting. It's not that I look forward to seeing her. I just can't help but wonder what she wants. But perhaps we have better things to do.
Yes, what's on your mind? Tatooine's just a desert planet. I hear the mining isn't going so well. I bet the colony gets abandoned before long. Well, that's all I can think of at any rate. You got it.
Got something on your mind, dude? Well, unless you're one of the local species and end up being slaughtered or enslaved, Tatooine's a nice enough desert. And that's about all I got to say about that. Now, let's get going. You got yourself a fast little ship. I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. The closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is an uller in mating season. Ugh, frightful. Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of a synthesizer on this bucket anyway? Do you never clean the darn thing? How impatient can one person be? You must have driven your mother mad. All that gurgling and fussing. Babies are cute, but annoying. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny, all of that. Breath like a bantha. Oh, very funny. Is it my fault that some people are so easily annoyed? Like impatient little children. With blasters. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, Andor Vex was his name. The Force swirled around him like a hurricane. That's how great his destiny was. Well, it's not so much a hurricane as a slight breeze. But that doesn't mean anything. Destiny is sometimes in the eye of the beholder. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny. That overconfidence turned out to be his downfall. I am not. I've no need to make things up. With my poor memory and all. You just sit still and let me finish, damn it. Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty young myself when it happened. At the time, I thought that Andor's destiny couldn't be more boring. You know, if you keep interrupting, it will take even longer. Have you no patience at all? How did you get as old as you are, anyway? I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was overtaken by a Dimian warship. Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time, they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat. Tall fellow, big teeth. Krat has us hauled onto the bridge of his ship for questioning, and that's when I knew that Andor's destiny was at hand. Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you know who I am? Yeah. Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed too. This could have just been gurgling noises. No, well, anyway. Finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing. Everyone panics and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you? Well, now that's the ingratitude of youth for you. I relate an exciting tale, and do I get thanked for it? No, it's all me. Anyway, go on. My throat is dry and you're making me cranky. Shoo! Got something on your... Oh,
Yeah, what do you want? Tatooine is one big desert, with rocks sticking out. I heard that some of my people came here after the war, but I don't know what happened to them. The world of my clan, Ordo, was much like this. Dust basins and rock crags. But my world at least has some green around the equator. This place is just sand all over. There are some vicious people on this world, but the desert is the real enemy. Trips out in the desert, especially the deep desert, should be taken very carefully. Do you have anything else you want to ask? Hey, there any...
Hey there. What? I always heard Tatooine was nothing but a rock covered by a bunch of worthless sand. I can't even figure out why Zerka Corp set up their mining operations here. Sorry I can't be more help, you know. I've been thinking about Lena and what she said about Griff. You know, how he was always blaming other people for his problems. There might be something to what she said. No, of course not. Not really. But what if it was his idea to leave me behind? I'm not saying Griff would just abandon me, but maybe he did want to leave me behind. Just temporarily, you know? He might have done that if he planned on coming back later, but things don't usually work out for Griff the way he planned, you know? And that's when he'd get in trouble. He was always borrowing money he could never pay back. He might have been trying to skip out on his debts when he left Harris. He would have to leave his little sister behind so it would look like he was coming back. Yeah, well, no, not exactly. Look, all I'm trying to say is that the more I think back, the more I realize I might be idolizing my brother a bit, not seeing all his faults. I still want to find him. I need to see him again. It's just that I'm not sure how I'll react when I do. Maybe. We'll see. I don't want to judge him yet. Maybe Lena was lying. Or maybe she wasn't. All I know is I'd like to speak to Griff myself. If we have time, I'd like to go talk to the Zerka Corp rep on Tatooine and see what he has to say about where my brother is now.
Welcome to Anchorhead, potential customer. Zerka Corporation stands ready to serve, after some formalities, of course. First, your ship is not on our list of planned arrivals for today. There is a docking fee of 100 credits because of this. Zerka Corporation maintains this docking station at great expense. It is within our rights to refuse landing permission. And I warn you, we've had troublemakers before. The bay is lined with autoguns. Violence is not a survivable option. I assure you that the fee is non-negotiable. We have a very thin margin of profit on this world. That does make sense. I suppose I could let it go this time. We need the business. This will cover any future landings as well. It's like a registration, so we can serve you better when you return. Now, as a customs officer, there isn't much to tell. It's a very old planet, well past its prime. Zerka Corporation is the only company with any interest in it. It's not a very pretty world. I can't really get into that. It hasn't been a very smooth operation. I shouldn't get into it. It's common knowledge, so there's no harm in telling you. It's a tale of bad business. You see, Zerka Corporation staked their claim to this planet based on some very promising geological surveys. Unfortunately, that information was incorrect, and possibly even an attempt at sabotage by a rival company. Not totally barren. There were a few good years of mining, and limited operations are still in place. But the ore is flawed. It has peculiar properties. They've had to look at other forms of business. Zerka Corporation has really tried to hide this, but it just seems that Tatooine metal is unfit for effective manufacturing. I would imagine that this outpost will eventually be abandoned. Of course, this rock may have been settled a few times. Pursuits that appeal to the casual traveler. There are some fearsome native species that provide exciting hunting. There are also lengthy, barren wastes that serve as fine swoop tracks. Very little. There are hints that it might once have been a lush world, but I can't picture it as anything but a desert. Native sentient species have no records going back that far. Of course, the native species are not very willing. The Sand People. They're vicious and attack outsiders on sight. More animal than anything, really. Maybe they know the history of Tatooine. Not personally, but they've given Zerk. I think the company has even put a bounty on them. It depends on what level of risk. While you're at the office, ask. I suppose you could also take... I can't say I... That's not much in... A star map? That's old holotech, isn't it? Not much reason to outfit this dry rock with tech like that. You could ask around, but for something... You could always ask it. There is no need for that. I'm just doing my job. You are free to move as you wish.
Yes, what's on your mind? You get...
We don't get much trouble. People die in the desert, not here.
Ucua penki, tangi tuamaji, baba has. Ki mu. Chiwa aita kang kicha na chiwi aita. Chiwa baba. Chiwi aita. Achua penki. Baba chiwi chiwa chi. Baba Hassan. Baba chi. Smith.
Yeah, what do you want? So deal with it. Why are you asking me about it?
How can I help? It's not.
Yes, what's on your mind? I'm not really sure. But you can figure it out on your own, can't you?
Tatooine's a dust bowl, and that's all it'll ever be.
Ucua penki kak.
I still haven't heard a final figure. The Republic is too complacent. You never know what the Sith will do. Look at Terrace.
Her mother was supposed to be here somewhere. Ask if they've seen her.
Laboda ni winkismak toma. Wana ku bes cinta marulira. Kuya bijus kuna jitanai. Ina kun marulira.
We should try to find her. I doubt she wants to be kept waiting.
Yatuka ulwan kin kuna ba murira.
Please, will you help me? I have nothing left. I am no beggar. I just need a little help is all. There's no one for me to turn to on this wretched planet. My husband was a hunter, killed out on the dunes. This raid plate is all I have left. Please, will you buy it? I don't need a handout. I just can't sell it to Faza without a license. Please, I'm worried about having it. They're so rare. I still can't believe he's gone. What do you want to know? Nobody saw anything, and most of the other hunters never even knew him. It just started. I don't trust any of them. But those Gamorreans, they just laugh when they see me. I think they did it. It doesn't matter. There's no justice on Tatooine. I don't care what happens to them. I just need credits.
No justice. Makes you wonder sometimes if the Republic even exists at all out here.
I've got to think about my family, not those vicious pigs. Will you buy it? I can't sell it myself. They are worth more than 500 credits. What? Please tell me you're kidding. I can't get any lower than this, and you would take advantage? Please, no! Take it then. But you may as well have just killed me. You've trapped us here with nothing.
Why did you do that? It's not like we're badly in need of credits, for crying out loud.
This is beneath even you. Stealing from a helpless woman. How could you?
You have no conscience. That plate was all I had. We're trapped here now. All because of you. Darkness take you, monster.
It troubles me to see you behaving this way. Such acts can lead to the dark side. How can I help? Tatooine is a dry planet that has not been inhabited long and has little law. This town of Anchorhead may be its only settlement. Beyond that, there is little else I can tell you. I do. I've been trying to come up with the best way to say this for some time, but I suppose I should just come out and say it. The truth is, I have come to depend on you. Not just for the sake of the mission, but for my own sake as well. I'm glad you're with us. You're teasing me. You know very well what I said. Well, yes. Surely that's not so surprising. Did I? I am trying to be sincere here. It occurred to me that I may have been too critical of you. Too demanding at times. I am trying my best. You're not making this easy for me, you know. I see. Is there nothing I can do to make it up to you? I would rather we were friends. You know I can't feel that way about you. About any man. It isn't permitted. I am a Jedi. I must resist these temptations. But I still want to consider you a friend. We could never be anything more, though. That isn't allowed. I know my manner can be a bit taciturn. I know you must be getting sick of my lectures about the dark side and everything else. I spent all my years being hounded by my instructors, being told so often how gifted and important I was until I was sick of it. I remember when I was younger, I used to swear that I would never become as self-absorbed and stodgy as the Jedi Masters. It's ironic, really. Yes, well, there's no need for you to agree so wholeheartedly. Being controlled has kept everyone around me at an arm's length. Even those like yourself who are most in need of my understanding and compassion. Maybe it's time to change that. You deserve to know how much I respect and admire you. I had to tell you how much I care for you. As a friend, of course. Please, it's not allowed. I have to remain true to the Jedi ideal. If this is going to cause a problem, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Well, that was not nearly so difficult as I feared. Thank you for hearing me out. I feel I feel much better, but enough soul searching for now. We should probably continue on with our mission.
Laboda. Kuya. Labo. Kuya.
Please. My husband, I don't need... I still... Nobody saw... I don't trust...
No.
I've got... Will you... Please, no!
Why did you do that?
This is beneath even you. You... Dark. It troubles me to see you be... How can I help? Then I... How can I help? Sorry, it's not. How can I help? Tatooine is beyond... I do. I've been trying to come up with the best way to say this for some time, and I suppose I should just come out and say it. The truth is, I have come to depend on you. Not just for the sake of the mission, but for my own sake as well. I'm glad you're with us. You're teasing me. You know very well what I said. Well, yes. Surely that's not so surprising. No, I'm not. Why must you make this so difficult for me? Can't you just accept a simple compliment? I see. Is there nothing I can do to make it up to you? I would rather we were friends. You know I can't feel that way about you. About any man. It isn't permitted. I am a Jedi. I must resist these temptations. But I still want to consider you a friend. We could never be anything more, though. That isn't allowed. I know my manner can be a bit taciturn. I know you must be getting sick of my lectures about the dark side and everything else. I spent all my years being hounded by my instructors, being told so often how gifted and important I was until I was sick of it. I remember when I was younger, I used to swear that I would never become as self-absorbed and stodgy as the Jedi Masters. It's ironic, really. Yes, well, there's no need for you to agree so wholeheartedly. Being controlled has kept everyone around me at an arm's length. Even those like yourself who are most in need of my understanding and compassion. Maybe it's time to change that. You deserve to know how much I respect and admire you. I had to tell you how much I care for you. As a friend, of course. Please, it's not allowed. I have to remain true to the Jedi ideal. If this is going to cause a problem, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Well, that was not nearly so difficult as I feared. Thank you for hearing me out. I feel much better, but enough soul searching for now. We should probably continue on with our mission.
Ciao basso, Gino Molirani Dubo Chiwi Achi.
Uh-huh.
Mucha shakpacha. Takom juzdach. Jedubadu tolpad. Jedubadu wanan. Kachit. Takom juzdach. Jedubadu wanan. Mucha shak. Jedub. Jedub tak. Jedubadu wanan. Mucha shakpach. Jedub tol. Jedub.
Akom Juzdach, Jedabadawana Nidi Muchashak Bakat, Jedabad Mutak Jedab Jedab Jedabad.
What can I do?
Yes?
You cool. Muchashak Bakat. Jedabadawana Nidi Bobo. Dong Nabut Akom Juz.
Get lost, tenderfoot. Easy now, I'm not looking for a fight. This is a friendly place to gather. You're kidding, right? Easy now, come on. Look, I don't want any trouble. I'll just leave, all right? Don't worry about me. Every ship that lands brings a new hotshot.
What can I do for you? Did my wife send you?
Whoa, what'd you say? You know, I come here because the guards stop your kind of trouble before it starts. Well, actually, they probably are. But I'll save you the trouble of testing it. I'm leaving. I'm not wasting ammunition on a fight with you. I've raid to hunt. We meet on the dunes, you watch out.
There's only one language you Gamorreans ever understand, a blaster to your forehead.
Something you want? I don't have a lot of time for talk, so please, make it quick. Is there some kind of problem? I'm just doing my job. I don't want any trouble from you. Hey, why are you threatening me? I just repair the crawlers. It's not like I'm packing away the credits. I don't need this. What are you trying to prove? What do you want? Credits? Here, take some. Just leave me alone. I've got work to do. Don't need some crazy surge slime threatening me. Got sand people for that. You again? Oh no, you can just keep walking. I'm not dealing with you again.
Laboda ni winkismak toma. Wana kun bes chingpam ubapatu konchi. Kuyabi juskuna jiktanai. Ina kunbam laboda ni winkismak toma.
Can I help you? These are the offices of Berserker Corporation. I trust you have business with the company. If this is about employment, I'm afraid all regular mining positions are full. And before you ask, we are also no longer selling hunting licenses. Farewell. Greetings again. Griff. There's no Griff here. Never heard of him. No, I don't remember a single Griff on the Zerka Corporation payroll. Oh, you mean that Twi'lek? Must have slipped my mind for a second. Yes, of course I remember Griff. We hired that Twi'lek some time ago. Not a good worker, according to his crew chief. Always complaining and faking injuries to get out of work. He entered false timesheets and slept through his shifts. We even suspected him of stealing Zerka Corporation supplies, although we could never prove it. We would have fired him, but we needed workers. It would have been better for him if he had been fired. Then the Sand People wouldn't have gotten him. He was lost in a Sand People raid we suffered not too long ago. There were prisoners taken, but our rescue parties never found anyone alive. In the end, it just wasn't cost-effective to keep searching. All miners sign a waiver absolving Zerka Corporation of liability in these circumstances. We didn't find his body, so we have to assume he was taken prisoner. Whether he's still alive, I couldn't say. That's all I can tell you. I shouldn't even have said this much. This is all privileged corporate information. I could lose my job. As I said, all employees have signed waivers absolving Zerka Corporation of any financial liability if this occurs. It is the industry standard. I suppose you could apply for special dispensation from the Zerka Corporation representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours only, please. Very well. As I said, we are no longer selling them. Well, normally we charge 200 credits, but I could make an exception if you... The Sand People are becoming a problem. They destroy our sandcrawlers and kill our... It's as if their chieftain has decided to wage war against us. I would like their attacks terminated. Bring me their gaffy sticks as proof. If you agree to do this, I'll give you a hunting license now and pay a bounty for each stick later. I'll give a bonus for the chieftains. Which would you rather have dumped on your office floor? Besides, they're ceremonial weapons, unique to each warrior. It's just as good. Excellent. Now, just so we understand each other, this is an enforceable contract. Zerka Corporation takes this very seriously. Here's your license, and a few directions. We believe one of their enclaves is in the far south of the Dune Sea. You might try following one of our sandcrawlers. They're regularly attacked. I wouldn't mind you escorting them. Very well. Of course. For your needs here, we may... I'm sorry, but day-to-day operations of Zerka Corporation outposts are fully regionalized. I have no information on Kashyyyk. I'm sorry. I'll have to direct you to our representative... Certainly. Please pose your question. I suppose you're right. It's not like you can't tell the state of things just by looking around. Mining operations here have not been a success. The ore is substandard, and there's less of it than surveys indicated. With the Sand People raids on top of it all, it's no wonder this planet... No one knows. There are odd, but the effect is obvious. Word is getting out about it, too. The company would be foolish to stay. It will be... I imagine all the heavy equipment will be abandoned. Maybe the Jawas will find a use for them when we're gone. That's a laugh. We can't ignore evidence that Anchorhead was settled more than once before, and abandoned each time. There's probably a century between each attempt, just long enough for records about why it failed to disappear. The Jawas scavenge ancient... Very... I assume that by out of the ordinary, you're referring to the destruction of Terrace? That is all anyone is talking about. I'm afraid Zerka Corporation is not offering any comment on those events. We wouldn't wish to anger the participants. Zerka Corporation policy is not subject to your approval. If you're looking for local events, I suggest you go to the swoop track. There was also a Jawa here earlier, saying something about needing help. I think he's out by the city gates. I can't be more specific about what he wanted. Farewell.
Achua Pengti. Ki Mulira. Chiwa Aita Chiwi Pa. Chiwi Aita Ka. Chi. Ki Mulira. Ka. Chi.
boda ni wikis matoma. Wana kumbes. Kuyabi just kuna jiktanai. La boda ni wikis matoma. Kuyabi just kuna jiktanai. La boda ni wikis matoma. Kuyabi just kuna jiktanai. La boda ni wikis matoma. Kuyabi just kuna ubabatu. The Terra's gone. I wonder who the Sith will turn on next.
We tam boragatong mulira ashong.
I'm here.
What? Sure.
Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you had escaped Taris alive. He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you.
Ready.
What?
How'd you like that?
Yes?
What? Yes?
Kakincha nawabaka kakincha. Eva, you. Chiwak ay takang chow basong.
Go on, leave me alone. You don't know. Don't go thinking you know, because you don't know. I've got problems. Deal with that Hutt Mata and you will understand. Until then...
Nico's the big favorite around.
The track here isn't the greatest, but we have...
Tangabun shan omnong. China pala mula. Tongki ba non tontek. Mucho shakapaka. Kakin cha na kwat na pon kon. Kakin cha na kwat.
Chiwi ay takat baba.
Ako Chikopa. Rundi hautotonga buksha unenong. Labula na rinkis makto.
My friend tells the truth. I am a Jedi. Are you going to imply that I am lying as well?
Tonga buksha unenong. Kava rundi hautonga tonkin. Labula na rinkis makto. Rundi hautonga ton chibeduan. Labula na rink. Labula na rinkis maktoma run.
And? Sounds like you have something special. What do you want help with?
Labuda na rinkis matoma. Rundi hautongatong. Labuda na rinkis matoma. Inkins. Jibeduanani. Labuda. Rundi hautongatong. Labuda. Inno. Rundi labu. Chupakachonagarm tot labuda.
Oh, hi. You another racer then? I heard someone new was talking to Mata. Don't know how much longer I'll be around here. Did you? I'm not sure that's any of your business. Top racers keep to their own. I don't know you. Maybe if you were better on the track, I might feel like talking about it. Someone who can turn out the fast times might understand. I've been told if... Hurried up. Did you? Maybe... Hurried. All right.
Rundi hautongatong kimbanangku. Labul. Lab. Ruta. Lab.
You again? Did you? Maybe... Hurry. All right.
Rundi hauto. Lab. Labudanal. Rundi labud. Rundi hautong labudanal. Mutadahat.
You again? I suppose you've got a right to know track business, but with the times you've been posting... It's not that I'm not grateful. I mean, it would get me into the pros. I don't have the credits to get in on my own. Not that I care about credits. I just want to race. But the deal with Mata is pretty bad. He'll get most of what I win. Do you now? You might know a good deal, I guess. You sure know your way around the track. What? You're threatening me? I suppose I do need a kick in the tail to make up my mind. Maybe it's for the best. I mean, you'd know, right? And all I want is to race. Who cares about the credits? Who cares? Thanks for making things clear. If you don't mind, I think we're done. Goodbye.
That Hutt's gonna suck every credit he can out of that kid and then toss him aside. Might as well have sold him to slavers.
I have to say, you are looking very impressive now.
Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Chiwa chi.
Leave me alone, will ya?
Muchachak pakat. Kieno no. Runda di hodonga ka chikun ita hodonga. Ik.
Yes? How can I help? Sorry, it's not that I look... Yes?
Uh-huh. What?
Huh? Who are you then? Only new people that come to Junix Nard's Cantina are long-time losers and bounty hunters. I don't have to tell you why the two don't mix well. Please keep any blaster fire to a minimum. I suppose you're fishing for a reaction to the destruction of Taris. That's all anyone from Off-World is talking about. Well, I'll tell you, it's about time someone kicked the Republic in the tail and got things moving. I guess the Sith are the ones that do it. Don't get me wrong, all those deaths were horrible. The war gets the money moving. Maybe they'll decide to fortify us out here. No. Just no. I don't look for trouble. You'll have to talk to people yourself if you want more than that. If you don't mind. All right, then. What, did some Zerka promoter tell you to come to this planet? I pity you if you were expecting a prosperous mining outpost. Nothing here but sand and more sand. There's a little hunting and racing, but nothing that'll make a small man rich. You got a license there, don't you? Faz's Lodge will be open to you now. Nothing more I can tell you about hunting that his lot won't. And since you got that license from Zerka, you know they look for bounties of their own. They're the ones with credits to pay and interest to protect. Zerka Corporation.
Something you want, Spacer? Go talk to the office if you want to complain about conditions here. I don't want to hear it, you swoop racers. Do you even know what it takes to run an outpost like this? As long as there's flat ground, what do you care? Well, I wouldn't want that now, would I? Just leave me alone.
Well now, what can Gandalf do for you? It's been a while since I've had anyone bother talking to me. I saw you down near the track, didn't I? Or was that someone else? I've been distracted by what happened in Paris. No need to get all confrontational. What are we, sand people? You wouldn't find much fight left in me anyway. Why bother? I mean, will this pay for ship maintenance or whatever? You're just looking for coward credits. It'll get you to leave. Just take what credits I have. Take them, and leave me. I don't want anything to do with you. Go on, tail whack. My mood's sour enough without you here. Go on, tail.
Well, fresh face for the game. I wonder, would you care to play? My name is Furco. Ah, really? You'll have to seek information. Must I? Oh?
Yes? I'm sorry, do I know you?
I'm here, Mother. But don't you recognize me?
What do you expect when I haven't so much as had a picture of you since you left? Do you know how long I've been trying to find you?
You knew as well as I communication would be impossible once I joined the Order. Now what is this about? Where is Father?
Then you haven't heard. I should have known.
Has something happened to him? Are you going to tell me or not?
Your father is dead, Bastila. That is part of the reason why I was looking for you.
Dead? What happened? What did you do to him?
Isn't this a lovely reunion? Already she's flinging insults at me. Tell me, you're one of her friends. Do you treat your mother this way? I see Bastila seeks out friends that are as selfish as she is. This is how you treat a dying woman?
I was told you were sick. Are you actually dying, or is this merely melodrama for my benefit?
Such sweet things, you say. Perhaps I should tell you everything first before we start arguing again.
You could start by telling me what you got Father into that killed him.
I hadn't realized Jedi was so spiteful. You want me to tell you I brought your father here for an expedition, do you? You want to blame me for his death? You never accepted that your father loved going on his treasure hunts, leaving you alone with me. I was always to blame for everything. What else is new? So yes, fine. I brought your father here to look for great dragon pearls. He took an expedition into the Tatooine desert, and he died.
How can you be sure of that? Father is an experienced...
Do you think I would look for you if I wasn't sure? They were attacked by a great dragon, and one of the guides fled the battle. He saw your father killed.
I see. So what do you want from me? Credits?
Don't be insulting. I want you to use those senses of yours. I want you to find him. I want you to bring back his holocron.
Why? So you can sell it?
Is it too much to ask that I have something to remember your father by? Of course it is, isn't it? You couldn't be bothered.
We're very busy on a mission from the Jedi Council. I doubt I'll have the time. Ask my companions if you doubt me.
As my daughter is quick to point out, I haven't the coin to hire another expedition, nor am I the adventurer my husband was.
What remains would there be? Great dragons are huge predators, easily able to devour a human, and the desert is a harsh environment. Finding my father's remains would be an even more impossible task than finding his holocron, an ignoble end to a fine man. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with what she's asking. Are you actually sick, Mother?
What difference does it make to you? None, I'm sure. Just find your father's holocron, and you won't have to worry about me again either way.
That's the kind of response I would expect. Very well. We'll look for the holocron if we have time. I can't promise any more than that.
I believe your father was headed north towards the Sand People Enclave. I would check along that route, dear. Do please hurry.
What can I do?
Ready?
Yes?
What can I do?
Uh-huh.
What?
What can I do?
Ready?
What?
I'm here.
Ready?
Yes?
I'm here.
What?
Yes?
What can I do?
Uh-huh.
What?
I'm here.
What?
Yes?
What can I do?
What?
What?
Yes?
Back already? Have you even looked for the holocron yet?
I don't have the holocron, if that's what you're asking.
Then what are you waiting for? Go find it.
Yes?
What?
Sure.
Tong abong siya umnina. Wanga kumbis king.
Chakapa is this secret. Kuppa, Hunario, Watatimano, Korotuna, Nokumolira. Kuppa, Hunario, Watatimano, Igratu Hakuji. Kuppa, Hunario. Igratu Hakuji, Hombekovaru, Punita.
It does seem convenient, but we've no reason to disbelieve this creature.
Well, you're joking, right? I mean, just because he's small doesn't mean he's any more trustworthy than a Gamorrean Bastila. Don't be naive.
I'm not naive, Karth. I simply sense no deceit here.
Well, you might have pointed that out in the first place. Jedi sense I trust. Wishful thinking I don't.
How can I help? About my mother? I'm unsure. I seem to find it difficult to remain objective when it comes to her. I find that disturbing. We've more important things to do. Still, my father is dead. Just because we find the holocron doesn't mean I have to give it to her. Father recorded all his personal thoughts in that holocron, even when I knew him. Having it would be like having him with you. I don't see why she deserves it, however. She drove him to his death. I loved him, and I didn't even have a chance to say goodbye. I don't know. Part of me would keep it just so she didn't get it. I don't like that part of me. I would have thought my Jedi training would have put me past this kind of pettiness. I wish it... I really don't want to think about this. Please, let's just keep going. How can I help? About my mother? I have my doubts as to whether she's actually sick. Mother used to lie about many things to get her way. She's a selfish woman who pushed my father into doing what she wished. Yes, I thought I'd let go of that anger. All my training and it comes back so quickly. I don't want to talk about... How can I help? About my... I told you that my mother and I never got along. Obviously, that has not changed. And now Father is dead. That leaves a hurt inside you just can't imagine. I haven't seen him in so long. I don't want to talk about... How can I help? About my... You're probably right. How can I help? About my... Then I suggest we move on.
Yes, what's on your mind? You got it.